So today's plan is to, these are old R22 cylinders. Over the years I was just storing them in the yard. They have caps and everything, they are closed. But what I'm trying to do today is take out all the refrigerant from the cylinders, evacuate whatever refrigerant is in the old cylinders. I'm going to take it and put it in empty, clean recovery cylinder, and that way I can dispose the R22 cylinders, because I can't throw them in the garbage without having them empty properly. I have to take out all the refrigerant. At this point, what I'm doing is, this had a little bit of refrigerant in here, so I'm taking out the old dirty R22, putting in here on the larger one, so I can take it to the store and exchange. What happens at the same time here, once the pressure drops probably 30 pounds or so, the temperature in this cylinder becomes very low, and that starts sweating. What helps here is I can put this in hot water and then evacuate properly. It's going to be easy for the pump, for the recovery machine as well. On the other end, this cylinder becomes hot. I can put this in cold water. Instead of me having on a scale, I can put it in hot water. So the cold water. So one in the hot water, one in the cold water. And that way I can safely transfer refrigerant from one to the other. That way I'm going to have empty recovery cylinder. Then one by one I can take this non-usable, one-time use recovery, the R22 cylinders, and empty them. And at that point they be empty, and I throw them away. So I'll get started time after time. I'm gonna pause the video and do adjustments. One thing I want to notice, note here is, I'm using filter dryer on before it goes to the machine, recovery machine. I'm using a filter dryer. That way all the crap will be trapped in here, and only clean refrigerant goes to the cylinder, and it'll be recovered, purified by the manufacturer, and sent back to the stores, I guess. All right, let me get started and we'll see what we can do. So we can see that the pressure is going low, tank is getting empty. We got 4 pounds of pressure. And the tank is getting cold and sweating. On the other hand, the other tank is getting hot. Zero pound in the tank. So this tank is empty now. what I'm going to do, I'll evacuate this tank, make sure there is nothing in there, pull the vacuum, and then this tank will be ready to start putting R22 from these cylinders, and that's going to be the next step. At this point we are pulling the vacuum, and I'm not using 3/4 hoses, I'm just using regular hose right here. Once I go down to less than 500 microns, then I know that this tank is in vacuum. Getting close. Less than 500. So 350 should be good enough. I'll just stop here. So I got double valve here. Shut this off. Close this too, so that I don't lose vacuum in the cylinder. So this is the step 2. The empty 30-pound recovery cylinder, just the weight of it is 17, almost 14 pounds. Okay, so we know that. Now I'm going to get started to move refrigerant from cylinders to the recovery cylinder. All right, so the weight of the old cylinder is 9.4 pounds. Next thing is I'm going to bleed all the way refrigerant from the cylinder, all the way through the gauges, through the pump, all the way up to that point, so that I have all the air out. So I open the valve and open this port, the other one as well, and open this one too. Okay, that's open automatically, and I'm going to bleed at this point. With lots of air to be bleed, I believe that's good enough. Okay. Pressure is 143 pounds in the cylinder. And let's get started. So when I open this, open the recovery, and because of the vacuum, it is sucking in refrigerant. At some point it'll stop. Because of the vacuum, I don't even have my machine on yet. It just goes from this cylinder. This will become cold now because the pressure is dropping here. So the weight, that's most likely the maximum we can do. At this point I can turn on the machine. So this is getting ice cold right here. Actually the ice is forming right there, the frost. So will happen on the hoses right here. What I'm gonna do next, I'll probably put this cylinder in the water. It will be warmer that way. So I'm not gonna show all the cylinders, but that at least you get the idea what I'm doing, and I believe that's the right way you do. I don't know any other legal way to dispose these cylinders without taking out all the refrigerant. Thanks for watching.